haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute. So I feel as though this will help me.
To see the better Gervonta Davis, come out this time. I certainly hope we do.
Gervonta Davis is back in training camp as he gears up for his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach, set for August 16th in Las Vegas. Their first fight ended in a controversial draw earlier this year, and now Davis is stepping up his training, determined to reestablish his dominance in the lightweight division. Tank Davis is training like a man on a mission. With critics questioning his performance and legacy on the line, he's pushing himself harder than ever. This camp is all about power, speed, and smart tactics. Tank is ready to remind the world why he's still one of the best in the sport.
People keep saying like Lamont dang near like beat Tank like clean. Like basically like we seen it like, yeah, he did Tank that one, but like Tank was limping out the ring. Bro, he didn't even get over on Tank for real. Y'all only saying that because Tank took the knee. And when Tank took the knee, it wasn't how like Ryan Garcia was when he took the knee once Tank went to his body. It was like, dang, like I'm taking him and get right back up. Can you do that in boxing? No. But y'all can't say that basically that, oh yeah, he won because of the knee. That shows that people just want to see Tank lose, bro. Cause y'all betting y'all money on basically Tank losing because of that knee. Yes, it was a good fight. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Lamont was defending himself like he's skilled. But bro, he ain't walk all over Tank. Tank, bro, if y'all go back and watch the highlights, I just watched the highlights last night. Them last couple of rounds, bro, Lamont was balled up. Tank was literally, he was trying, like you could tell Tank was like, dang, I waited too long. So he was trying to throw some stuff like to make sure he get that one blow, but it didn't work. So that's why they doing that rematch so they could start over from scratch, round 1 to round 12. We gonna start over clean and let's see what's going on now. Now y'all want to be saying, oh no, man, I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day, the first fight is what matters. No, it don't. Tank was, look, he real enough to say, hey, bro, let's do a rematch. Now, if he ain't do a rematch, it's like, oh yeah, something going on. Nah, hush, hush. Hey, Calvin, step to the side. Let me get somebody else right now. I'm gonna be hush. Let me get back in the gym and put my hat on, and we go at it again. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm telling you, this version of Tank is gonna be dangerous, bruh. If you know about boxing, come on, it is Gervonta Davis, bruh. Dude is a beast. You think he finna walk around with that on his resume that he almost got cooked by Lamont Roach? Bruh, if he doing a rematch, he doing it for a reason. He's about to make an example out of him. I'm sorry to tell y'all. And Lamont, you're skilled, but the fact that you keep on trying to just pull that up, like that one knee. I beat him because of that one knee. You know, I don't care if he had grease in his eye or not. I whooped him because of that. Bruh, that's how you know he don't got confidence that he's a better fighter than Tank. The fact that he's trying to, because he know that chance comes once in a lifetime. That's why he's so big on trying to, go back and play.
Jake Paul has confirmed that if Gervonta Davis wins his rematch against Lamont Roach, they'll restart talks for a potential exhibition fight. Even with a big weight gap, Paul fights at cruiserweight 195 pounds, while Davis competes at lightweight 135 pounds. The plan is for a 10-round exhibition. Talks had nearly wrapped up earlier this year, but were put on hold after the draw with Roach. If both fighters win their upcoming matches, this high-profile bout could still happen before the end of the year.
Scheduled to fight for sure.
How real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
Tank Davis isn't taking any chances this time. He's now working closely with Kenny Ellis, one of the most respected trainers in boxing today. Known for his no-nonsense style and sharp attention to detail, Ellis brings structure and intensity to every session. Under his guidance, Davis is polishing his technique and boosting his stamina. Expect Ellis to be in Davis's corner on fight night, ready to make real-time strategic adjustments. This new training dynamic promises a more dangerous and focused version of Tank than we've seen before.
This is one of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner. Is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch.
Reuniting with longtime coach Calvin Ford has added a powerful emotional spark to Tank's training camp. Their relationship goes way beyond boxing. It's built on trust and years of experience. Coach Calvin has been instrumental in shaping Davis from raw talent into a well-rounded fighter. Every major victory in Davis's career has had Ford behind it, guiding him every step of the way.
Match, do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different.
Lamont Roach knows that just matching his last performance won't be enough this time around. In recent interviews, he's made it clear that he's treating the rematch with complete seriousness. Roach respects Tank as a top-level fighter and is preparing for every possible scenario. He's not letting success go to his head. Instead, he's treating this bout like a whole new challenge.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
For Davis, this fight isn't just about winning. It's about reclaiming his name in the boxing world. The first match shocked fans, with many surprised that a lesser-known fighter like Roach could hold his own against a star like Tank. This rematch is a turning point. Is Davis still the dominant force we all feared, or has he lost his edge? A decisive win could silence critics and prove that the first fight was just a fluke.
She feels that he won. Like, do you think the best thing going forward, they should just run it back, have a rematch?
Oh, yes. Most definitely. I think a rematch is definitely called for. And I think probably, the sooner the better. So I would say, hey, let's work on a deal to where we could get in there within the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I agree there.
During their first fight, it was clear something was off with Davis. His defense was shaky, and he seemed to tire out as the round went on. Roach noticed these openings and capitalized, breaking Tank's rhythm. This second match gives Davis a real shot to prove those weaknesses were just temporary and not a sign of decline.
Firm or correct those impressions.
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis. It very much reminds me of Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused, and he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch, and when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that fight.
During the aftermath of the fight,
Davis opened up about what he was going through. He talked about mental fatigue, emotional pressure, and physical burnout, all of which impacted his focus in the ring. He even mentioned needing therapy and seriously thought about walking away from boxing. That vulnerability revealed a side of Tank fans rarely see.
Therapy, he wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends, and he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon, but Lamont Roach posted a video recently on...
Boxing insiders later clarified that Davis's fall in the ring wasn't due to a knockout blow. It was caused by temporary vision issues from grease getting into his eyes. It's a small detail, but it changes the story. Roach may have had his moments, but it wasn't the clear domination some claimed. With cleaner execution and sharper focus, many believe Davis can completely change the outcome in the rematch.
Man, like Lamont dang near like beat Tank like clean. Like basically like we seen it, like yeah, he did Tank that one, but like Tank was limping out the ring. Bro, he didn't even get over on Tank for real. Y'all only saying that because Tank took the knee. And when Tank took the knee, it wasn't how like Ryan Garcia was when he took the knee once Tank went to his body. It was like, dang, like I'm taking him and get right back up. Can you do that in boxing? No. But y'all can't say that basically that, oh yeah, he won because of the knee. That shows that people just want to see Tank lose, bruh. Cause y'all betting y'all money on basically Tank losing because of that knee. Yes, it was a good fight. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Lamont was defending himself like he's skilled. But bro, he ain't walk all over Tank. Tank, bro, if y'all go back and watch the highlights, I just watched the highlights last night. Them last couple of rounds, bro, Lamont was balled up. Tank was literally, he was trying, like you could tell Tank was like, dang, I waited too long. So he was trying to throw some stuff like to make sure he get that one blow, but it didn't work. So that's why they doing that rematch so they could start over from scratch, round 1 to round 12. We gonna start over clean and let's see what's going on now. Now y'all want to be saying, oh no, man, I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day, the first fight is what matters. No, it don't. Tank was, look, he real enough to say, hey, bro, let's do a rematch. Now, if he ain't do a rematch, it's like, oh yeah, something going on. Nah, hush, hush. Hey, Calvin, step to the side. Let me get somebody else right now. I'm gonna be hush. Let me get back in the gym and put my hat on, and we go at it again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you, this version of Tank is gonna be dangerous, bruh. If you know about boxing, come on, it is Gervonta Davis, bruh. Dude is a beast. You think he finna walk around with that on his resume that he almost got cooked by Lamont Roach? Bruh, if he doing a rematch, he doing it for a reason. He's about to make an example out of him. I'm sorry to tell y'all. And Lamont, you're skilled, but the fact that you keep on trying to just pull that up, like that one knee. I beat him because of that one knee. I don't care if he had grease in his eye or not. I whooped him because of that. Bruh, that's how you know he don't got confidence that he's a better fighter than Tank. The fact that he's trying to, because that chance comes once in a lifetime. That's why he's so big on trying to, go back and play the tape. Just get back in the ring with him, go hands up, and let's see who comes out with the W. He don't want that, because Tank, he know this Tank is scary. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be so different with the Lamont and Tank next match, nobody ain't ever got this version of Tank. Nobody. He was undefeated. You put a draw on his record. You gave him some interruptions in that fight. That's why he's going to have to make an example, because he messed up Tank's resume a little bit. So in order for Tank to get that back, everybody's saying Lamont's the better fighter. He's going to have to make sure he shows it. And Tank knows well that he has to, that he cannot mess with me.
Despite the draw, Tank had strong moments early in their first bout. His speed, accuracy, and counterpunching were all on display before things went downhill. Experts like Andis say those flashes show that Tank is still a major threat. In this rematch, Davis has a clean slate to deliver a complete performance. His current training camp is serious. Everything from his footwork to his timing is being fine-tuned. Gone is a relaxed attitude from before. Now, Davis is treating every session like fight night. He's closely studying Roach's habits and practicing precise counters. Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas recently praised Gervonta Davis for his ability to adapt in the middle of a fight. According to Atlas, Tank doesn't rush. He carefully picks his moments. What makes Davis stand out is his flexibility. He can fight effectively from any distance and stays dangerous because of his timing and power. His calm, calculated approach makes him unpredictable and tough to beat.
But we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. You know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know, inch by inch, step by step. And then he gets to you.
This fight is personal for Davis. That draw didn't just sting. It damaged his pride and made fans question his greatness. That feeling hasn't gone away. It's now driving every part of his training. He's more focused, more intense, and no longer distracted. For him, this isn't just about rankings or belts. It's about proving he still belongs among boxing's elite. This is about pride and legacy, not just another win.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this, it had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
According to Davis's team, they had a game plan for Roach all along. They saw his weaknesses before the first bell even rang. But during the fight, the plan didn't unfold as expected. This time, they're not starting over. They're tightening what was already in place. They believe the original strategy was solid. It just lacked execution. Now, they're fine-tuning the details and increasing the pressure at the right moments. The goal isn't to reinvent the wheel. It's to make sure the game plan works to perfection.
Roach and Tank What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, that they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Speaking of rematches, Jalil Hackett is getting his opportunity.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates.